So here's the sword I'm working on this year. I've been really busy with some other stuff, so not as much time in the shop. This is 1 pound, 6.7 ounces, so well under the 1.5 pounds. Non-traditional, obviously. It's got the ricasso instead of carrying the bevels through. Got lots of work to do on this yet. Got the yokote here, which is a product of the intersection of the planes forming this bevel and forming the point. So it's usually highlighted by sanding in one direction for the tip and another direction for the bevel, but you should be able to actually feel that line. It's 6.4 titanium. If you're not sure about the performance of a titanium alloy sword blade, there's another video on that. Don't really want to get into it here. The spine is 1/4 inch. Well, it starts at 1/4 inch. I like the look of a distal tapered blade. I like a lot of distal taper as far as the way it looks, but I don't like when the tip gets too flimsy. So on this one, this ridge here is thicker than the spine, so I can get the look of a lot of distal taper. The camera sort of picks up that the spine, or the back of the blade, is actually thinner than this ridge. So this ridge keeps it stiffer by being thicker. But I get that look I want. I just think a lot of distal tapers more graceful. The other thing about distal taper is if you keep the grind height if you keep this grind angle the same, the height starts to come down. So in order to maintain the height, which is really just a visual thing on a distal taper, you have to twist. I've heard it described as helicoidal, and that's I think that does describe it quite well. So you have to twist back, so this angle is you have a shallower angle there, and then obviously the opposite on this side. So to get my spine, the mune, thinner than the actual ridge line, I had to do the same thing here. So all this, we normally call this the flat. It's actually twisted this way, and obviously the other side twisted this way. So we have 4 helicoidal bevels, and then the bevel on the Kasaki here. So a lot of work can go into these that people don't necessarily see first glance. Something else, that's marker on the edge. Throw marker on the edge and then I drag my calipers along. I open the calipers to 30 thou, so you can see the line, how far up it scratches. And that tells me that I'm where I want to be for thickness on this particular blade. It also, you don't see a lot of this, which tells me that it's probably a fairly even grind along the edge. And that helps out a lot when you're putting your final edge on, so it doesn't have that little bit of wave. I'm going to go pretty thin, although I could go thinner with steel, obviously, because it's stronger. Anyway, that's our TiKat 2014. Going in the plain bamboo saya. We just need a handle and some final finishing. Thanks.